representing the company of Harcourts, Rata and Co. Joined here today by some of my award-winning team in blue. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Giordano and of course Joel Viavattene, who no doubt you've had the great pleasure of meeting throughout the marketing campaign. Buyers, let me share with you the following announcements which in place help you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions are made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding and provides for fines for such conduct. Rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for a 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in 30 to 90 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything's in there, everything's quite clear. So buyers, this is my highest recommendation, what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. Now, I'm not going to go on and on and on because I know the rain is falling and I'm one of the only ones without an umbrella. So we'll get moving to where we really want to be, the exciting part of the auction, the time that you get to stake your claim, mark your territory. This beautiful home here in Shine Walk, park fronted. Location is absolutely on point, everything at your fingertips, and more than that, once you walk in you see the expansive floor plan, that massive lounge at the front, complemented by another formal living zone at the back and that beautiful open kitchen and meals area in between. What a great opportunity for you and your family today to bid, to buy, to get the sold sticker up on the board. Now's the time to reserve that right, buyers. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for number 12 Shine? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the call, buyer. Start me where you like. Where can I see a start? This is your moment, your time, your opportunity to show the competition that the keys belong to you. An opportunity to start from a position of strength. Put yourself in the box seat here today, buyers, if you're here to buy. I've had my say, time for you to have yours. We've got very reasonable vendors here with one thing in mind. At 700,000, fairly been offered now at 700 the bid. At 700,000 now. At 700,000, a fair start, I would say. 700 now, even money at that at 7. At 700 the bid now. Fairly been offered at 700. Can I get 20 on top at 700,000? I'll ask for 720. At 700 the bid now. At 20 now, welcome sir and best of luck at 720 now. There's the competition, Gio. Let them know they're not the only ones. At 720,000. At 720,000 in the bids here now, make it 40. At 720,000, fairly been offered now at 720 the bid. At 720,000. At 720 the bid's there. Opportunity with your buyer, Gio, at 720. Once at 720,000 are we done? At 720,000, second call at 720 the bid. Done. I will take the 10. I'll shoot on my stride and get you involved at 30 now. And the same courtesy, sir, 10 if you like. At 30 I've got. 35. At 35, I'm taking 10, make it 40. At 730,000, the bid's here at 30. 45. At 45 at 745. At 745 now. No worries, we'll take the 45. I don't mind increasing the bid, I just don't like to make it shorter. At 745. At 745 the bid then's against you, sir. At 745 the bid. At 745,000, fairly been offered now at 745. At 745,000, first call at 745, done. Second call at 745, done and finished. Third. At 50 now, I'll tell you what, sir, I'll shorten my stride, I'll take the 50 and I'll let you know that we are on the market and selling. The keys are with you at 750,000. If you've come to buy, make absolutely no mistake about it. We are on the market and selling here today. So at 750,000, the bid's here, the keys are here. If there's no further bid, they'll remain there at 750 the bid. Gio, let them know if they're there to buy. I have to know, I have to see their interest now. We are on the market and selling. Playing for keeps, sir. We sell here now at 750,000. The bids here, keys are here. Once at 750, done. Twice at 55 at 755. You almost had those keys, sir. It was almost up to the third call at 755 and the bid's there at 755,000. If you've come to buy, let me know now. Bid me now if ever hold your peace at 755. The bid's there. We're on the market. We sell at 755. The bid now. First call at 755. All done. Second call at 755,000. Done.
2.5.
At 2.5 for 757.5. The same courtesy there, Gio, if they like it, 257.5. Let them know again that we do play for keeps here today. So we're done over here.
That's it.
Definitely not. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. At 757,500. Bids here, keys are here. We sell once at 757.5. All done. Twice at 757,500. Done, finished. Third, final call, 757,500. All done. At 2.5 for 760 now. At 760, had him on the ropes, sir. At 760,000, it was a laboured bid. Now's the time to pull out the big guns, give him a big bid in response. At 760, the bid. At 760,000, bids there on the phone with Joe at 60. At 760,000, keys are there. We sell 760, the bid. Need to know once at 760, all done.
Take 1,000.
I will, why not, at 761. At 761,000, puts the keys back in your pocket. At 761 now the bid. At 761,000, fairly been off now at 761. At 761,000. At 761, bids here, keys are here. Need to know, Geo, 761. First call at 761,000, done. Second call at 761, the bid. At 2.5. So 763.5. At 763.5 now, take me to 65, sir. At 763,500, we're definitely done. They've done enough from the phone at 763.5. Thank you for your bidding here today, sir, but I will give you a moment just to confer, just to make sure that you haven't got your wires crossed and you've got those instructions correct at 763,500. Bids there, keys are there at 763.5 now. First call at 763,500, done. At 500, 764. At 764,000, keys are back here at 64. At 764. At 764, the bid now, fairly been offered at 764. At 764,000, bids here, keys are here. If they're out, Geo, I'll sell it that at 764. Once at 764, done. Twice at 765. At 765. At 765,000. At 765, the bid now. At 765, and the bid's back there. Back with Geo. Back on the phone at 65. At 765,000. Still in the fight though, sir. Haven't sold it just yet, but I'm about to at 65. And the keys will remain there if I do. At 765, and we're definitely done there at 5.5. At 765.5. At 765,500, we're back here now. At 65.5. At 765,500 now. Fairly been offered the bid. At 765.5, first call. Second call.
767.
At 767 now. At 767,000 now. 767. How about 70, sir? Say 770 in the rise. At 767,000, fairly been offered now. At 767, bids there, keys are there. We sell once. At 767, all done. Twice. 767, sir. At 767, done and finished. Third. Final call at 767, all done. Might be first at 770, sir, to win at 767,000 against you. At 767,000, third and final call at 767, all done, all finished. 767.5, no, definitely done. All finished, all silent, all out at 767,000. We're done there. Just confirmation, sir, that we're absolutely out.
You sure you don't want to put another 500 on it?
Why don't you throw it in for him, sir? At 767,000. They'll thank you for it if they end up with the keys. At 767,000, bid there.
You sure you don't want it 500?
Definitely done.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being here today. On the market and selling at 767. Bids there, keys are there. First, second, third, final call at 767. All done, finished, silent and out. We are selling, selling, selling. So, congratulations. Well, please join me in congratulating our purchaser and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts, Rata and Co-auction. Have a great weekend. See you again soon. Thank you. Thanks.